Welcome, 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 everyone. Please give yourselves a hand for making it here today. It was no easy task, not for the faint of heart. I'm Mark James, the owner of Urban Green LLC and partners with Helios LLC. We are the developers on the project, and I'm so happy to see each and every one of your faces. Most of you I've gotten to see or talk to in person. Some of you only electronically. That's the world we live in now. But I am looking forward to continuing those relationships. You all being here today means so much to us as a company, but more so as people. This project today has been such a blessing for each and every one of us. We always want to be mindful that I know God has done some amazing things to make this project happen. And those amazing things are you all out here. Projects don't get built by, just the fact of the money. They get built because people come together. So with that in mind, we have a great things in store for you today. We want to take some time to acknowledge all those who are a part of what we're doing. And we want to take some time to acknowledge all the hard work that they did. We also want to let you know we'll be doing a tour. We'll get some announcements about that afterwards. So without further ado, what I want to do, this is my funnest part. I want to introduce our first tenant. Ms. Chanel Clark's going to be coming up. And Chanel, you moved in back in December, right? And so we were really honored to have her join here. There are places she could have chosen. She chose our location, and that honors us. And so, Chanel, if you want to come up and say a few words, we'd love to have you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Chanel Clark. I'm a new resident here, out of town, which the whole apartment hunting process was very stressful, all the tours. But when I toured this place and I saw the apartment, absolutely gorgeous. The staff is amazing, pretty amazing. Thank you all for welcoming me. I have a lot of friends here in DC, so that's the great part. It was just trying to find a place, a permanent home, and I found it here with Cycle House. And I want to welcome my neighbors, my fellow residents. I met a few of them, and again, thank you to the staff for welcoming me. And right now it is my great pleasure to introduce the mayor, my favorite part, Mayor Bowser.
Thank you. Welcome. All right, we got a new Washingtonian. Good morning, everybody, and thank you, Chanel, for that introduction. Thank you for being here. I want to recognize everybody on my team who is here, who helped make this project happen, and including Deputy Mayor for Planning and Economic Development, Nina Albert, Brandy Collender from the DC Green Bank, and so many others who have been part of the finance group that helped put this together, who you will hear from. It's always good to celebrate a ribbon cutting, and that's after many, 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 many months of innovation, persistence, and partnership that got us here. I'm also just very grateful to all the DC government workers who have been at it round the clock for the last 5 to 6 days in preparation and in response to this snow event. I'm proud that while we had to I think we opened DC government on Tuesday, so we were off. We weren't able to open the government one day, but probably the first in the region to have our government services up and running. And today I am pleased that DC Public Schools opened 2 hours with a 2-hour delay, and tomorrow they will also open with a 2-hour delay. That our buses, and we're grateful to Metro for ensuring that mass transit is moving. Our school buses are moving, and people are using our restaurants, and people who are visiting touring our city are able to use our hotels. So DC is open. I also want to recognize the efforts of our DC Green Bank in this housing event and in recent housing events. I was proud in my first term to create the DC Green Bank, and we are seeing the fruits of that proposition because we're making real sustainable investments in green and affordable housing. So Cycle House is a big idea delivered in a beautiful neighborhood scale way. 18 thoughtfully designed homes, and it is also the first all affordable net zero housing development in the District of Columbia. This project delivers homes that are affordable to residents earning between 30 and 60% of the area median family income, and it does so while meeting the highest standards of environmental performance. Cycle House is the result of a strong public-private partnership, and I want to thank Mark James at Urban Green. Give Mark a big round of applause. As well as Helios and VNV Development for their vision and commitment. Give the whole team a big round of applause. And our big deal team at DMPED made this 99-year ground lease available as the district's contribution to this project. As part of our contribution. This project also benefited from 9% low-income housing tax credits from DHCD and long-term financing from Housing and Urban Development. So all of these tools combine to make projects like this matter and give us the ability to open up 18 new homes. So let's be clear, you've heard me say this before at events like this, affordable housing development is not easy. There are twists and turns, but we should all be proud of ourselves for seeing this through and delivering a beautiful building that reflects our broader mission, and that is delivering affordable housing in every part of Washington, D.C. So again, thank you and congratulations. I know we have another lot just over there, Nina, right? A DHCD lot. So let's see what we can do with that. And let's move on. In the comments, I'll introduce Brandy Collender from the D.C. Green Bank.
Thank you so much to just a phenomenal mayor. Thank you. So what a week to talk about resilience. There is really no better advertisement for the value that the DC Green Bank tries to bring home every day by being in relatively warm space, but a brand new affordable housing complex. And these affordable homes are housed within one of the first net zero mixed use buildings in DC, as we heard from our mayor, developed by Helios, a local developer, Mark and Chris. And Cycle House refers to the bicycle-friendly design, including bike storage for all residents, bicycle-friendly elevators, and close proximity to metro, grocery stores, and businesses. I pause here because the details matter. Building to higher standards of efficiency saves both money and makes buildings more resilient. That's our job. Our citizens, our neighbors, our residents of DC, they deserve it, new and old like Chanel. Welcome. The DC Green Bank's investments, along with our partners at LISC, they help to make this vision possible while setting new standards for what affordable housing can be. Cycle House is a testament to what we can achieve when developers, lenders, and local partners all work together. And I want to congratulate Gabriella, raise your hand, who's worked so hard on our team to make this a reality in partnership. And of course, our work would simply not be possible without the visionary leadership of Mayor Muriel Bowser. Thank you. Of course, and in partnership with the council. It is having an advocate like her in particular every day that allows us to be able to drive pioneering solutions forward. I also want to specifically thank Deputy Mayor Nina Albert for her partnership and her team, all very hardworking. And with that, I just want to say that the DC Grain Bank is really happy to be a partner. We welcome more opportunities to continue to grow and scale. We've already had a little chit chat with Mark, and you all stay warm and safe out there. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I think Ramon, you're up next.
Yep, great. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm Ramon Jacobson. I'm Executive Director of the LISC DC. The Local Initiatives Support Corporation is a national organization. We have $1 billion of investment in community development around the country at any year. But this is one of our best projects anywhere in the nation. I'm so glad we're doing it right here in the nation's capital, on North Capitol, and just a few blocks from the nation's capital. We have been involved with this project from the start. We provided perhaps the first investment when there was an idea and an offering and a partnership with the Deputy Mayor's office about what to do with this little parcel of land. This is way less than an acre, right? And to build 18 new homes here is a remarkable thing in America. It really represents a change in the fortunes of the community. At the groundbreaking for this event, we met some neighbors who were, it was a day as cold basically, but it was dry. And they came out and they had been waiting for something to happen for over 40 years. And in fact, I looked into some of the environmental reports, which always have a page way in the back telling you specifically what was done on this site. And I know we were talking about musical history in DC. This site became abandoned and vacant in the same year that the Beatles made their debut in Washington, D.C., just a few blocks from here, 1964. So we have waited and navigated this project, providing both pre-development and construction loan with Mark, James, and Chris Van Arsdale, the two partners here. But we're reversing over 60 years of history here, bringing new life back to this. That's what it means to do revitalization, to resurrect something. This community, over 4 decades ago, when we started working in D.C., opened an office here, was notorious for vacant lots, for a crime problem just over on Hanover Place a few blocks away, that any elders in this community will tell you about was perhaps more concentrated here than anywhere else in the region. Today, we have so much revitalization, and it's the concentrated effort on these small parcels that really give testament to the mayor's big vision. She and her administration from DHCD, DMPED, the Housing Finance Agency, all the agencies have looked at really big projects to get to run through the tape with thousands and thousands of affordable homes, but also looking at specific small parcels. Here, around the corner, where we're helping another nonprofit build another similar project. And it's really testament to doing the big things and fitting the small pieces in where we can. The financing is very complicated. We're very proud to have all these financing partners, the Green Bank bringing their expertise and combining with LISC. My colleague Melanie Stern deserves her own round of applause for all the work she did on this deal. You're going to hear in a minute from our cousins at the National Equity Fund, which invented ways to deliver affordable subsidies with something called the Low-Income Housing Tax Credit, a federal subsidy that is really critical to the nation's prosperity. NEF could have done deals all over the country. The fact that they delivered and sustained their efforts with this project reflects the fact that they are our family, an affiliate but also family. I'm glad they're here today. Thank you. And finally, let me just say that, I know this, I've seen the mayor when she was a council member out in the community in the rain and in the sun, and showing up for us today is really important. I mean, we know we can't do anything about the weather, right? It humbles us all. I grew up in Michigan, and navigating the snow has been a trial, but I love to be out there. We can't do anything about the weather, but we can do something about the climate, right? And we're doing it right here at Cycle House. So thank you all. Congratulations to the team. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Let me hand it over to Trevor Tolbert from PNC. Trevor's not here?
Trevor is not
I'll let
here.
you say it.
I promised Trevor that since he got stuck in traffic, that I would acknowledge him in his behalf. Trevor Tolbert and the PNC Bank team were instrumental in getting our bond financing on this deal. And so I want to make sure everyone knows, in case he asks, that Mark James said that they did a phenomenal job. But thank you to PNC Bank. Let's give them a hand for all they can. And I think
Lydia?
Lydia, here we go.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Lydia Smith. I am the Managing Director of Impact at National Equity Fund, the cousin previously mentioned of LISC. It's my honor to be here today with all of you to celebrate this grand opening of Cycle House at NEF. It is our mission to create and preserve affordable housing by creating collaborative, innovative products, solutions that help expand the access, that also help expand access to capital for developers who have been historically facing barriers in our industry. Our Affordable Housing Equitable Access for Developers Fund, which I head, we affectionately refer to it by its acronym AHEAD, is central to that mission, right? It widens the pathway for developers and helps make transformative projects such as Cycle House a possibility. Cycle House represents an important milestone for Urban Green LLC, VNV development, and for this community. Reaching this grand opening required much collaboration, as you've heard here today. And so from VNV, our lending partners, public agencies, and many other partners, some of who are here today. That collaboration grants us this opportunity to celebrate what this actually means for the families who will soon call this place home, some of which are already here. That is the 18 units of affordable housing that are transit-oriented, energy-efficient, serving families with 30 to 60% area median income, expanding affordability in a high-opportunity neighborhood, and then also demonstrating what's possible when partners share a commitment to equity, sustainability, and opportunity. I also want to acknowledge several of my colleagues, some of which were intending to be here today. They're here in spirit. I have one here with me. Emily Chen could not be with us today, but I could not recognize her. Her coordination and expertise have been invaluable to this project. Lisa Taylor, whose steady guidance has supported the project through every phase, together with Judy Jackson, and Taylor Thorne, who's here with me today, whose operational leadership keeps our work moving smoothly. And the entire NEF staff, here and behind the scenes. To Mark and Chris, congratulations on this tremendous achievement. To our head investors, thank you for believing in a more inclusive development ecosystem and investing in people and places where it matters. Cycle House stands as an example of what's possible when equitable investment, strong partnerships, and shared purpose can accomplish. I'm proud to stand with all of you today as we officially open the doors for Cycle House. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So we have quite a lot to be happy for. And for us, I would also recognize Aisha Abosi from DIMPED, Sarosh Otpadwala, Patrick Smith. I've already acknowledged our fearless leader at DIMPED, the deputy mayor, and also I would like to acknowledge Director of DHCD, Colleen Green. So that rounds out the thank yous. Now let's cut the ribbon.
Madam Mayor. Busy she is. I've got to do something. You will appreciate that I did this. Where's my wife? If I do not acknowledge her, I will not be alive by tomorrow. Wave here. Maria, thank you for enduring me for the last 5 years, trying to get this up together. And Emotive Architects, Aubrey, wave your hand. Emotive Architects, who designed this building, has been one of the best architectural experiences I have ever had. I also want to make sure we thank Hamill Builders, who came here today. Thank you guys for your hard work on this project. And I don't know if Chris Huska is here, but if he's not here, our civil engineer, and Pradham, our property managers. I know that's probably someone I'm going to forget. Trust me, my heart is with you. I'm just going to make sure that we can do that during the tour. So I think we're going to cut the ribbon and go from there.
Counting down from 3. 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Staying here for a moment, can you talk about the importance of combining both affordability and the environmental net zero components of this, and if that's something that we'll see replicated or is already being replicated in other properties.
Well, it has long been our theory that you can have economic development and sustainability. We haven't always accounted for the cost difference. And we're seeing that in even our municipal construction. We're going to see it in affordable housing. And I think the more experience we have with housing projects, we can better account for the cost. I don't know, Nina, you want to add?
Yeah, I think this developer is incredibly committed to net zero, and they found a project and brought partners together where it could work. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, but what we need more of is more examples of when it works.
Yes.
Mayor, this year you are expected to deliver on regulations that would cover the net zero requirements moving forward by the end of 2026. I wanted to ask if you were on track to deliver on laying out those regulations and requirements for buildings similar to this, and also if you had any proposals forthcoming as you had last year that actually sought to curtail some of the green energy requirements for buildings.
We are continuing to work that. We expected the council to have a proposal, although I haven't seen it. I was supposed to see it by the end of January, but we expect that to happen so that our building owners can be compliant.
Are you referring to the Green Housing Coordination Act?
Which one is it, Kevin? I sometimes not confuse, but I conflate the BEPS and the net zero because we have regulatory changes or amendments to both.
There's laws and regulations that govern DC financed and owned buildings. That is, we understand council's looking at amending those. There's some buildings that they apply to that you simply cannot make net zero. You can get almost there, but you can't get all the way there. Concurrent with that, there's an effort that's led by the Department of Buildings to update the general construction codes. Part of the construction codes will include a component around net zero. So we are behind where the national construction codes are, so we're trying to catch up to adopt the 2024 construction codes. By the end of this year, that would include a component that would reflect net zero. So when you're asking about general construction codes, there's an effort underway right now. Looking at how long it's taken to update the codes, we're looking at making adjustments to the process so it can be implemented and designed much more quickly. So the target is the end of this year, and as that applies to both net zero and, very importantly, the general construction codes that guide much construction in the city.
Thank you. Okay, any other questions?
On the snow
Sure.
recovery, not surprisingly, there are a lot of people who are not happy about going back to school today, complaining about it. Can you address that? And do you have any, I know it's just in the past hour the kids have actually been showing up to school, but we're hearing anecdotally that there are at least a couple of schools that started without heat, that there are a couple of schools that did not have parking, parking lots weren't plowed, or there's not parking available for some of the staff. So I'm just wondering if you have any updates on any of those situations.
Your first question was, we had two schools that had a heating issue. One was resolved, and one only affected one floor, and that the children are being accommodated in other parts of the building. So we don't have any heating issues that are preventing learning.
And then as far as just people struggling to get there, whether it's teachers not being able to find parking or parents and students just having trouble navigating the sidewalks?
Well, I know you mentioned the parents who aren't happy. You failed to mention the parents who are thrilled. And there's one. Okay. This school decision is fraught with, happy and unhappy on either side of the equation. So we, in my view, we had a planned school day off on Monday. We had 2 school days that were missed, and now we're back to school. We recognize that there may be some disruptions already. There is a 2-hour delay. We recognize that our buses are moving, which was a huge to have Metro bus and the school routes that Metro serves, and our OSSI buses moving means that we're going to get back to normal, I think, sooner than we otherwise would have. So we're very happy. We worked day and night to make sure that there's access to the buildings, and the pathways have been cleared, parking lots have been cleared. If there's some parking lots that still haven't been cleared, then I will try to get those, but I think they were addressed overnight. In some cases, teachers rely on street parking, and I think in at least 3 cases, we have provided off-site parking and are running shuttle buses from that off-site parking for their cars to the school building. And here's another observation I have, Mark, is that once people get moving around, they see that people are moving around, and getting to school is remarkable. I thought an interesting factoid that the general manager for Metro provided, that through yesterday, I think he said they had almost had, since the storm started, they had almost served 1 million people. So over the course of this day, of this week, people have been using mass transit, people have been using the roads. Our government has been open since Tuesday, and our schools are open today. We had a massive snow event, and much has been said about why this type of snow is different, and why our response to it is also different. But I think a fair person looking around the region, we experienced the same type of snow. We're similarly situated with equipment. And I think our crews and team and leadership have done an excellent job in getting us open.
Can I ask about the decision to dump the snow at RFK parking lots?
Yes.
You'll recall in 2016, a large snow, and the same decision was made. There were environmental concerns raised in 2016 by the D.C. Department of Environment, D.C. Water. Those same concerns are being raised again by the Anacostia Riverkeeper, that dumping this snow and allowing it to melt into the storm system and into the Anacostia may be problematic. I'm just wondering if
Well, my understanding, Mark, and it's a good question to raise, is that our DPW coordinated with our DOEE and put in preventative measures to deal with their concerns. I want to confirm all of that, but that's my understanding that that has happened. We'll also locate other sites in the city for snow, and when that happens, that will give us an even better response. Yep.
One other topic.
Yep.
Congress seems to be moving relatively quickly on a disapproval resolution that would disapprove the decoupling from the federal tax code that the council passed earlier, well, I guess late last year. I'm wondering what impact that would have on the city's budget and financial plan, and what your message to Congress would be about that.
You know, I'll have to focus with my team, my federal team, on what that is. We have been pretty focused on the snow response, and so I will circle with them. Obviously, we have a whole budget coming up that can address all manners of law, including tax code changes. So we would have the ability to do that.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Mayor Bowser, any update on trash removal?
We continue, Mark, as what I said, and we're going to probably be making some decisions about that later today. Our teams right now are focusing on city cans, and I will say more about the smaller cans and the larger super cans a little bit later. But I think it's safe to say that we want to get the trucks moving, and probably we'll have them moving as early as tomorrow. Thank you.